Hello and welcome one and all to my new YouTube video. My name is Roan and today I'm going to be reviewing all the books that I read in January. So in January I read 7 books, those were being The Falling in Love Montage, Don't Let It Break Your Heart, The Ghost of Us, Break Up, Make Up, Scottish Murders, The Glass Sword and Broken Hearts and Zombie Parts. Have I got that right? Whee! Can't believe I got that right. So this was the first book that I read of 2025. I did originally start it in 2024, so I read a couple of chapters. I think it started on the 30th, and I read a couple of chapters, but I finished it in 2025, and I thought I'd count it because I barely started it. And it's basically about the main character. Now I want to get butchered this name because she very much makes a point of it. It's not how Saoirse Ronan's pronounces her name, and it's supposed to be Sia Shah, I believe. I might be completely wrong, but she does make a point of saying that, so I don't want to butcher it. But yeah, she meets this girl who's a real romantic, loves rom-coms, whereas the main character's more of a horror fan. And they sort of do the falling in love montage, and it pays so nice homage to a lot of the old and classic rom-coms. And I really love her character growth. I don't want to spoil too much, so I won't say too much. Such a beautiful book. I really love how it's written. Finally, I think the only problem is that the main character can get a bit annoying, and she has a lot of things going on in her life, and I just feel like she moans a bit too much. And yeah, I just personally didn't vibe with it as much. But it is a very beautiful queer love story, lesbian couple. I love the friendships in this book. But yeah, it's a really good book. So yeah, I gave this book 3 stars. The second book I read in 2025 was Don't Let It Break Your Heart. Now, I loved this book so much. It was the first 5-star read of the year. It is about a girl called Alana who was dating her best friend Gray. They were the perfect couple, but then she sort of realizes and comes out as gay, but they're sort of still in that same sort of relationship, same sort of like dynamic. And like basically they fall out about that. And the main character Lana, like they're set in a rural town, and so the main character Alana feels very separate from her community. Um, which, as someone who grew up in a rural town and still living in a rural town, that's very much how I feel. I very much do feel a bit disconnected from the queer community because like you don't really like queer culture. It's just, I don't really know how to explain it, but I just resonated with Alana so much. And yeah, it was my first 5-star book of the year. Next book I read was The Ghost of Us. It is got a queer love story. Is The main character Cara is basically, she's a ghost hunter. She wants to find ghosts, and then one day she finds a ghost, and in order to do like scientific research and try and like prove that ghosts exist, he's like, well, you've got to take my sister on a date, really. And the guy, what's his name, Aiden, he's a ghost, but I still want to slap him round the face. He objectifies women and just, in some ways, it is very typical of teenage boy behaviour. However, it's just so annoying, and sometimes it did make me feel incredibly uncomfortable. You know, he sexualizes women, sexualizes queer relationships, bearing in mind one of the biggest queer relationships, the whole love story of this book is about his sister and the only girl who can talk to him. And so it just made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. However, that did get better towards the end. but it's very much false pretenses starting of a relationship, and I do sometimes want to strangle the main character. So yeah, this was a 2-star book. So the next book that I read was Breakup Makeup by Stacey Anthony. This was a really, really good book. I loved it. It was given to me for Christmas by one of my friends, M, and I've got to say thank you, M. This was an amazing, amazing book. It's, rivals to lovers. Well, it's lovers to rivals, rivals to lovers. I want to slap Eli around the face a couple of times, but then you also understand completely why he does what he does. But Zach is just so cute, and you just throughout the entire book you're like, please, please just get together. And then when they do, it's like so happy. The only thing I would say is if you've not a cosplayer or been in the cosplay competition scene, it does paint sort of that competition as very unrealistic expectations, because it's a very big sort of prize and competition, and going to, I think it's like 5 conventions, doing 5 different looks, which is not very typical of a convention scene. However, I've seen it being likened to a makeup show called Glow Up, and I think that fits it perfectly. Um, but yeah, I feel like that's sort of the only sort of complaint. But yeah, it's an amazing book. The best friends, the main character's best friends are beautiful. The best friend's girlfriend, I love that girl. She is so cool. Yeah, I kind of want a story about the best friend and her girlfriend. So please, Stacey Anthony. But yeah, and it was also another 5-star read. So the next book I read was Sottish Murders. I've had this book for nearly 3 years now. I picked it up when I went to Scotland, and it's just a collection of short stories about murders. And as a true crime girly, it was interesting. It feels very repetitive, and while some of the stories stand out and are amazing, um, you can't show your butt on camera. Okay, you can sit on my lap. Okay. This is fine. But yeah, no, it's a really good book. It spans quite a long sort of time, because it starts at Mary Queen of Scots. It's really nice to hear some cases and read about some cases that I've already heard about. The Bible John case that I heard about through Ellen O'Neill, who is an amazing true crime YouTuber. Hello. And there was one case. What was it? It was The Legend of Swanee Bean. I'm probably saying that name wrong. This man and wife are like stealing from people and then living in the caves and then eventually killing these people. And they would take all their money, and like use it to buy food and basic necessities. Eventually start cannibalizing the people they kill. Are you going? He doesn't like cannibalizing. Basically start eating the people they kill, so that their bodies are gone, and then also they're not having to buy as much food. And they eventually have kids, and their children have children. So there's a lot of incest, and it's just such an interesting case, and it's actually one that I really want to learn more about. So yeah, anyway, I rated this as 3 stars. Series. This is the second book of the series, which I think the first one is The Red Queen. Um, and I started reading it the same year, same holiday actually, that I got this book. And then I really wanted to get the series because I only got the first one. And then my mum was like, "Well, I want to read it," so she read it before me, and I've only just got around to actually reading it. So this is The Glass Sword. Don't want to spoil too much, because especially the second book in the series. But basically, it's this world where people have either red blood or silver blood. People who have silver blood have like powers. Some of them are from rich, powerful families and sort of rule the the whole country, while the Reds are like in the slums, like they're in slums. The first one I read really quickly, and I think this one took a bit longer, and I feel like because I read the first one so long ago, but I didn't want to reread it. I wanted just to continue, so I feel like it took me a bit longer to get into it. Because I was having to remember the characters, the names, like the plot, the places. So it took me a bit longer to get into it. But yeah, no, it is still a really good book, and I do highly recommend it. I will finish the series anyway. And then so this book I gave 3 stars. So the last book that I read in January was another 5-star read, and it's Broken Hearts and Zombie Parts. Now going into this, I was thinking, oh yeah, I don't know why it didn't click with me. And it says, Jesse Spark has a broken heart. In a few short weeks, he will require major surgery to repair it. And I don't know why, but I thought that major surgery was top surgery. It isn't. It is. He has. I can't remember what it is, but he has some sort of heart defect, which he finds out at the start of the book. This book was amazing. In the first chapter, the main character Jess can be a bit annoying. He's sort of the over-explainer. He talks to people like they're a bit stupid, especially about like topics that they're really interested in. And personally, I've met people and I've had to work with people who are like that, and they annoy the hell out of me. But I absolutely fell in love with Jess, and he just sort of get a bit better as the. It's mainly the first chapter that he gets really annoying, but after that you sort of get used to it, and it's amazing. He is written so well. He is such a good book. I love this book so much. The entire book is through Jesse's perspective, so you don't really know about everything that's going on because people are hiding things from him, and so you find that through him, and so you're like, you completely believe in what he's doing and the things that he's sort of believing, and then you find out bits of information and then you start second guessing yourself, but Jesse sort of isn't, and then you find out the entire thing and just everything you were guessing about and second guessing and going, and like just all get tied up, and it's just so good. The plot twist as well. You think you get to a certain point of going, oh, is this actually going to end happily? And then it does, and it's just so beautifully written. It handles certain topics such as body image so beautifully, as well as the topics about weight and weight within acting, so well handled. Because Jesse thinks because he's going to have a massive scar after the surgery, he's not necessarily going to find love, and you go, no, you are. And I just love that how throughout the book they go, well, no, actually, no, I will find love. And then Morgan has, problems with body image and her weight. And, she goes to a casting and they get told, you need to lose weight if you're going to get this part. Are you okay with losing weight and stuff? And she goes, well, this is ridiculous. No, I shouldn't need to. And how it does, hurt her. It does affect her. The author really handles with the fact that you can tell people that they're amazing, that they're beautiful, that they're the best thing, but their mind won't always believe that. They may always have the person inside their head going, don't listen to them, they're wrong. But I love how at the end, both the characters who have body image problems learn that it doesn't matter and they are beautiful, and every single one of these characters help out in some sort of way. Anyway, I don't know if you can tell, but it is another 5 stars. So yeah. But yeah, these are the books that I read in January 2025. If you want to see some of my more in-depth reviews about these books, please consider having a look at my Instagram, but also my Goodreads. If you like this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. That would mean so much to me. I'm hoping to do some more long form content, not just about book reviews, but also long form cosplay content, if that's something you'd be interested in. But yeah, until next time, bye!